Hey guys, I'm Drago, and this is the second video in a row where I've had to quickly change what I'm doing last minute, because the thing that I have in mind is still not finished. It has taken me ages to do. But hey, here's a quick teaser. Yes, so expect that coming at some point, I guess, whenever I finish it. But yeah, instead today I thought, why not try another art challenge? And this challenge is the one line challenge. This is basically where you make a piece of art in one line. You don't lift your pen at all. You put your pen down and that line is the one continuous line that makes up your art piece. I always thought it's kind of an interesting challenge because I thought if you're clever with it, you can get some quite interesting results. I know I'm probably going to do really badly at it, but still I thought it'd be fun. Comment down below if you want to see me do any other art challenges and what ones you would like to see. So get comfortable, get your snacks, get your drinks. But without further ado, let's get going. So as soon as my pen touches this tablet, I cannot lift it again. That means no undo, no erasing, no moving to another area of the drawing. I think I'm a little bit screwed here, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm just starting off with a thicker line. I'm just doing a little test and we're going to do willow because the first thing that came to mind is to draw a willow. So I always start off with the eye. Okay, pen is down, pen is down, pen is down. I cannot lift it again. That's already messed up, but let's just, oh, I've already messed it up. It's fine, just wood. This is a test. We are testing. I can clean up a bit just by making it a thicker line art. There we go. I'm having to really push my pen down a lot because I'm so scared of accidentally lifting it, which means the lines are coming out really thick, which means there's not going to be much line weight variation. I could probably do line weight variation if I was careful. I'd have to sort of gently, yeah, see, I had to, like there, I had to really gently lift it. But I'm so scared that's going to accidentally lift it up too much. Okay, I mean, that's an eye. At least with the thicker brush I can fill in like this. I mean, it's still technically one line. I haven't lifted my pen, so it's still technically all one line. Oh, that's shaky, that's shaky, that's shaky. Oh dear. I'm already seeing this is not going to be good for precise drawing. Like, look how shaky that is because I'm having to go slowly. And see, like, that nostril wouldn't be touching that line there, but I don't have much choice because there's no way to, you know, wait a second. How am I going to draw the rest of her? None of this is attached. I didn't think this through. Wait, if I do her whisker and then bring it down, I think that'll work. If I do her whisker, so... But there's a problem that it's now intersecting that, but you know what? It'll do. It'll do. It'll have to do. But it's going to be really rough. Okay. It's a whisker. A whisker's a whisker. Now I've got to think about where. I've got to trace back over this line so I don't technically... oh god. Where's the jaw going to come in? I think that was too low, but it'll do. And then she's got where the horn is. I really need to adjust my hand. I've not... Hang on. Oh, there we go. I made a little mess because I had to adjust my arm there. And then she comes round with her ear. Is it? Oh my god. What happened there? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We are fine. We are fine. There is no problem here. There are no problems here. There are many problems here. This is way harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be hard, but it's way harder.
That's what she said.
My problem is because I'm sort of having to go slowly, I'm messing up my shape. See, I can't draw slowly, as you can tell. Oh my god, I'm messing everything up. That was way too long because the second one's supposed to be a longer one, but it'll do. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm keep saying that everything's not fine. It's like that tattoo where so I say everything's fine, but it says everything's fine. That tattoo is me. That's just me. I need that tattoo. Oh, where do I go from here? I can make one of the head feathers appear here. There we go. Head feather. And just sort of work on the head feathers. Problem is, lines are into... Oh my god, I've made her head way too flat. Oh no, Willow, I'm so sorry. What's happened to your head? Oh no, my line. Horn there, and horn, and just sort of get the other ear in. Oh god, just do the muzzle, just do the muzzle, just do the muzzle. There we go. Oh my god, Willow, I'm so sorry. What have I done to you? Willow, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. It's one of the worst things I've ever made, honestly. I've totally screwed it up, but lift. Okay, that was difficult. What's happened to her head? Why is it so flat? Oh no. It's making me wonder if I need to like start elsewhere. Because I started where I'd usually start if I was sketching, which is the eye. And then I didn't think about how the whisker, that line is now into the line of the snout is now intersecting the whisker. I'm starting to think that a more complicated character design is not going to work for this. I think I just need to sit and do some experiments first, like just sit and mess around with it and just see what happens, and hopefully I'll be able to get onto doing a bigger piece with it. We'll see. I need to think of what to do, but we'll see what happens. So here I basically just drew whatever came to mind. Starting again with Willow, I made sure this time to think about the intersecting line, so say the whisker wasn't intersecting the snout. And I started more with the head so that wasn't too flat. Definitely came out better than the last one, still not the best, but it was better. I then moved on to Dr. Nefarious because he was on my mind for some reason. I was thinking of Ratchet and Clank. I was doing all of these like without a reference or by memory, and they are really difficult to do by memory, especially when you're doing a challenge like this. I tried doing Freddy, I tried doing Springtrap, both came out kind of crappy. But as I was going, I was starting to think maybe a thicker line art isn't the best. I mean, you can see me try this Luigi down here and it looked awful. So as I kept going, doing a purple guy and a Sceptile head, I thought, why didn't I look into a slightly thinner line art and think about ways that I can almost incorporate it into the style, and think about how I can do some different shading effects. So I went into doing Willow again with a really thin brush, but I think that it was a bit too thin. It looked just really scratchy and it didn't quite work, and I knew it was going to make filling in black areas really difficult. So then I popped it up a tiny bit and went on to doing this cat, and there was a point where I had to move away from the cheek to do the eye, which is a floating shape. It's technically not attached to anything. So what I did was I moved my pen over there. Obviously it made a line because I didn't lift my pen, but I thought I can just make that into part of the shade, and it can be a shadow that is on the cheeks connected to the eye. And it worked quite well, and it's a really good way of sort of helping to hide these lines that are necessary to get to the areas you need to get to. So after a couple more goes with this kind of shading and hiding the lines, I thought I'm ready to get on with it. And I was trying to think, who would be good for this style? It needs to be someone who is a bit messy already, who would fit the sort of scratchy style. Who is going to work? Who is going to fit this aesthetic? And yes, I did think Springtrap, but I thought I always do Springtrap, so my mind actually went to somebody who has already got a very messed up face, and therefore this scratchy style is going to work quite well. That's right, it's the Buckshot Roulette Dealer. I've been loving this game lately, by the way. Like, I love the style of it and the aesthetic of it. It's creepy and it's fun, and it's actually a really good challenge as well. And there's something about this dude, I really like him. Like, I just like his design, I don't know why. But anyways, I thought he is going to work really well for this style. I mean, he's got different flat shades to him, which means that's going to help with the shading style. And he's already quite shaky, he's already quite messy. I mean, those teeth are all over the place, so scratchy, messy, shaky lines are going to be okay for this. So at first I was looking at shapes, but then it wasn't really working. It was quite difficult to do. So I started to look at the areas of shading instead. I started to look at it in terms of shadow and shades instead of shapes. So I looked at, right, this area is completely black, that is a black area. And then around it you have a slightly lighter area, but it's still dark. And then you have a slightly lighter area, and then you have the area that's going to be blank white. If that makes sense, it's kind of hard to explain how I was looking at it. But yeah, once my pen was down and I'd done that initial circle, there was no going back. There is no eraser, there is no undo, this is just one take, we gotta do this. Really, it was a lot of sort of cross-hatching almost, some very messy cross-hatching, but it's fine, I think it worked quite well. And I knew that line weight variation wasn't gonna be much because of how I'd had to put a lot of pressure down to make sure my pen stayed on the tablet and didn't lift. However, as I went on and I started to get to the lighter shades, I realised that I really need to make use of my pressure sensitivity here. It was all well and good doing it just by line density, but on the really lighter shades, it was difficult to get that difference. And it was difficult to get the black areas completely black because obviously I was just having to fill them in by hand with this thin line. There was no way to get it completely black unless I wanted to sit here for absolutely hours and hours and hours on end doing it. So I ended up being really careful and just very carefully slightly releasing the pressure of my pen just to make the lines a bit lighter. This did unfortunately mean that sometimes there are times when my pen did accidentally lift. There is a very fine line with my tablet between doing a light pressure and not having the pen on the tablet. It's a very fine barrier between the tablet registering it as the pen is down and the pen is up. So yes, unfortunately there are times the pen lifted for like a split second. If that happened, I just put it back down exactly where it was. I made sure to continue the line. So it's still a 1 line challenge, don't at me please. And there were also times that I had to get up and go do something and take a bit of a break. So those are times that I made sure to sort of mark where the line ended, pause my recording, go do what I need to do, come back and then start exactly from that point again. So it is still 1 line. Wish I could have sat down and done it all in one go and all purely 1 line, not lifting my pen at all, but sadly it wasn't possible. But I still hope you guys enjoy it. Now on the hand is where a lot of gradients was really needed. Obviously I can't blur here at all. There is no way for me to soften and actually make any proper blurred blended together gradients. This is going to be all based on line density. The really light area is obviously just going to remain white. I'm not going to put any lines there. And then it's going to be really light sort of coverage of lines with light pressure to make them quite sort of more towards a light grey than black. And then it's just sort of building up the lines as I go down towards the darker area. It's like cross-hatching basically, where you just build up the lines until it looks darker, and then you leave the lines not so built up where you want it to be lighter. I'm really bad at explaining things today. Like, I want to teach you guys and help you guys, but I am so bad at explaining things. I don't make a good teacher. But yeah, it is literally all just thinking about the density of the lines and building it up where I needed it to be darker. I drew myself in a little bit of a bounding box. This way I had a goal to work towards so that I knew how much I needed to fit in, because otherwise I, would feel like I was making no progress with this. Because let me tell you, my hand was already cramping having just finished a dealer. But now, because I'm stupid and thought this was a good idea, I need to fill it all in around him black. And my hand and my wrist after this were absolutely shattered. Honestly, do not recommend. Don't do it. I do not recommend. I think I was sat for a good hour straight just filling this in. God, it took me so long. In fact, let me check the recording. Yep, it was a good hour straight that I was sat here filling it in, all by hand with a thin line. But I'm glad I did, because it really helps make the dealer pop, and it definitely works better because of how, like, on the hand there are areas of pure black, and it's better to have the black background so it actually blends in and makes it look like he is reaching out at you from the darkness like he is in game. It makes the shader make more sense basically. Once I'd finally filled it all in, I just went back, making sure I didn't lift my pen. There was no pen lifting, other than what I said earlier, but at this point there was no pen lifting. And I just went back and I darkened some areas a little bit more, especially inside the mouth and the eyes, just to match the darkness of the background. And then I cropped the canvas, added my signature, and it was all done. So there we have it, the buckshot roulette dealer done in all 1 line. I am actually so happy with how this turned out. I expected this to look so much worse and almost like a kid's drawing with the sort of scribbling that I'd have to do. And sometimes scribbling is a valid technique, as you see here. But yeah, this is a style that I've never done before, and I thought it was going to turn out absolutely awful. But it actually looks really cool, and I'm quite happy with the result. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like it? And once again, let me know what you'd like to see me do next. What challenges are you interested in seeing me try? With all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, maybe subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, don't go to sleazy nightclubs and play roulette with this guy. It's not a good idea. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!